And next, we have another interviewing presentation by Group REVO. And can I have upon stage Mr. Kareem? Mr. Kareem to do the presentation? Yes. And he's come all the way from UAE. A huge round of applause. Thank you. All yours.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. As Anya said, we are actually based in
Never miss the
Dubai.
clicker.
Okay, great. And it's our first time in Vietnam. So we look actually forward for it. And so far it looks exciting. So just gonna start a little bit. Taking a little bit notes and thoughts from my colleagues Andrew and Stephen on what they have presented, and some parts relating to the developments that make difference. And this is what we would like to talk about today. And those developments, I can see from the notes that has been spoken by them, that relating to the fact that there is a huge work to be done on the infrastructure. Equally, what we see in terms of an emerging market like Vietnam, there are a sort of cyclical economic curves that goes even in developments. But what we usually have seen if we follow the traditional type of development curve, moving from those traditional ones, and then going to a little bit more, mixed use, and then taking it all the way up to be like an innovative, different and unique developments, that will take long time in an emerging market. So the opportunity here is to look at developments from what they are today and making an immediate and unique difference in the market. So obviously, rightly as said, they have to be remarkable in design. So that goes without saying, and getting involved in the beginning about the whole thought process. They have to be, which what we've seen here, the trend, mixed use, and they have to have a lifestyle part of it. They need to be an outdoor, functional, and at the same time where people can hang out and have fun. The other note here is to marry the retail with entertainment, which is like a new terminology, as you may aware, called retailtainment. So like this is a picture, for example, from Mall of America in Minneapolis. And this is where what they have done is they have put a huge entertainment aspect of 30,000 square meters right in the middle of the mall. And the entire mall and shopping experience is all around it. It's also the developments where we need to think about them in the terms of context of mixed use, to be where you work and you live at the same time. Little bit of like differentiating factors. We're not going to also look at the design and how remarkable they look, but we need to look at the smallest and funky moments that people really, when they walk in, they enjoy it. So these are like just pictures of, a visual merchandising of shops. They have to look also different. They have to draw all the customers in. When you go to these developments and they start saying, oh, this development actually looks different. There's people who have not only developed it, but they are also at the same time managing that development to always look up to date. Again, another moment, your kiosk spaces. Why we have to make them all the same, They are like the same design repeated across the whole corridors of the mall. So we need to think about how we can make those moments, again, very much different from others. Is, your public areas as well. Why not to have a little bit, fun around them? Just put some aspects where people, again, draw it. They have social media moments, they take pictures, and they post it across. So we need to stand out within the crowd. And those moments, are like this, where you have to see, how can I be different? How can I develop a mixed-use development, or even a small concept, a restaurant, where you look at all of these and say, okay, I want people really to see me differently. And those are like different moments around. This is another thing which has been done as a service as well. We need to look at all the services. This is in London, UK, where like someone who is an entrepreneur thought about having shop and drop. Not only that, he has done it in the mixed-use development, but equally on the streets. So as you're walking, you drop your bags, and then it's delivered to your home. So the changes today in real estate as we witness them, and obviously applies to Vietnam largely, they don't follow a specific cycle. They are actually structural changes in nature. And what we need to do, all of us, just not to continue with the storytelling, but actually do that story and be part of it to make a change. We need to think not only financial, transaction-wise, but we need to think about how the interaction in those developments are with the customers, with the tenants, and with all the parties involved. Oh, sorry. Lots of marketplaces as well around, and this is a picture from a marketplace in Rotterdam, in Holland, how also to make sure that we marry the marketplace with the shopping mall and with the living spaces around it. So what we have to do is think about unexpected moments, unknown moments, and they don't have to be perfect as well. Many developers or landlords think about how much money I'm going to make out of this. What are the sales per square meter that I'm going to generate, which is very important. But equally important, we need to think about moments. How many surprises per square meter I'm going to put in my development? How many smiles per square meter? How many ideas per square meter I'm going to have in my development? How many engagements, how many senses, and so on. Another point just to consider as well, we don't have always to build a shopping mall that is actually a box. It has to be open for people. It has to be well designed and master planned from the beginning to basically marry with the public realm and let it easy access across. And as you all well know, there are three types of people: those who make it happen, those who let it happen, and those who wondered what happened. And obviously you don't want to be from the last group at all. So we don't need, usually everyone says, let's be safe. Safe is better. Actually, safe is risky, especially when you are in an emerging market. You need to move faster than being safe, because others will just, take the train and just go along. So we need to get future ready, not only looking at the infrastructure, we need to look at the whole city, either new developments or regenerating existing spaces, same story of what Sydney has done. Finally, I just, little bit about REVO. So what we do is we develop concepts, we create them, we create brands and places for people. Not buildings and places. The most important is to create experiential places which are lifestyle, outdoor and interactive with people. We've served many clients and across the Middle East, and we did actually some work internationally as well in Latin America and in Africa. This is our team photo. And lastly, because I'm time conscious as well, I'll leave you with the details of what we have done in terms of our project and contacts, and you can go to the website and see all the work that we have done. And I guess that's it with the time frame allocated. Thank you, everyone.